And Senator, I've got to bring this up because, as usual, the last week's episode of Verdict drops, and then I just wait. I wait to see what the left-wing media are going to attack us for this time. They did not disappoint. They're very upset with you because you pointed out that some people who take out a ton of student loans, who study useless things like gender studies or some other kind of nonsense, then end up working all sorts of jobs they don't want to be working, including as baristas. Senator, you ended up in a Bernie Sanders campaign video.
If you are that slacker barista,
I'm a nurse at Temple, and as part of our contract, like our build up to our contract campaign, we polled our members about their student debt because we're going to be demanding that the employer also offset the debt, right? And so 120 of our members had a total of $7 million in nursing debt, in student debt.
These are nurses?
Yeah, these are nurses. And you have to have a college degree to be a nurse, and we're struggling in the hospital.
All right.
We need more nurses.
who wasted 7 years in college studying completely useless things, now has loans and can't get a job. Joe Biden just gave you 20 grand.
I have like $88,000 of debt. There's just increased year after year.
They increase. That increases
Yeah, because
interest rates.
they're all federal loans.
Yeah.
Some of them have 6-7% interest. I mean, we put off buying a house. I'm in my 30s. Put off buying a house. Put off getting married for a while. Don't know if we can have kids because student debt is, it's just overwhelming. And now as a union organizer, I'm explicitly excluded from the public service loan forgiveness program.
Like, holy cow, 20 grand. That, maybe you weren't going to vote in November and suddenly you just got 20 grand. And, if you can, get off the bong for a minute and head down to the voting station or just send in your mail-in ballot that the Democrats have helpfully sent you, it could drive up turnout, particularly among young people.
My student loan payments every month are double my rent. About $1,100.
You pay $1,100 every month for student debt.
And I refinanced, yeah.
What does that mean in terms of your financial situation in your life?
I'm working 2 jobs now, and that's going to be my future for a while.
Yeah, it really was quite amazing. Bernie put out an official video responding to Verdict. I love when this podcast drives the political news. I will say also that and all of the Bernie bros, their heads exploded. I got to say, by the way, you knew that was going to happen because when we were doing the last episode, and I talked about the slackers who had wasted 6 years with getting a useless degree working as baristas might come out and vote if they can get off their bong long enough to do so. I saw in the register your eyes grow wide as you were like, oh crap. But I also, all right, I want to tap into your Yale education. Because there is a logical fallacy that these lefties are engaged in. When I said that some slackers are baristas, they translated that into all baristas are slackers.
Are slackers, right.
Which is...
Does not...
maybe you could help me out with deductive logic, but I'm pretty sure that second statement doesn't flow from the first. Are there people who wasted years studying utterly useless things, who couldn't get a job afterwards and who are now working as a barista and are slackers? Yes, those people do exist. Is every barista slacker? Of course not. They're wonderful, great people who are baristas, who, by the way, many of whom don't have student loans and are getting screwed by the Democrats because they're saying the guy that studied queer pet literature and has $100,000 in debt because, oddly enough, to reference another podcast, Mickey and Pluto going at it, other than getting a job at Disney, there's not a lot of job market for queer pet literature.
Yeah. It did occur to me. It did occur to me that being a barista, that's an honest job.
Yes.
You wouldn't attack a barista person. I love my barista, right? But there are plenty of very, very useless jobs and useless workers in America.